Hello everyone, welcome back to our Hupella PCOS educational video series. In this video, I'm going to explain about weight gain and PCOS. If you're interested in learning more about PCOS, but you haven't watched our previous videos, make sure that you check out our channel where we explain about PCOS, the different phenotypes, and also the potential causes that may lead to PCOS. About 80% of the women with PCOS struggle with their weight, and also many believes that they are not able to lose weight due to their hormones. Although this is partially true, it's not that simple, and I'm going to explain why. But first, let's just go through why weight gain happens generally. So imagine an old school type of scale where on one side you have the energy that you burn, and on the other side you have the energy that you consume, so food and drinks. The energy that you burn comes together from multiple things. For example, you have a basic metabolic rate. Even if during the day you would be just laying in bed, not moving at all, you would burn a certain amount of energy, or in other words, calories. This is because your heart beats, your brain works, and there are many different processes that are happening in your body, and all these needs energy. But on top of this, you're probably doing other things. So you might be going for a walk, you might be vacuuming, or you might do some gardening or some extra physical activity like playing tennis or whatever. On the other side, you have the energy that you consume. This is again comes together from multiple things. So for example, it comes together from carbohydrate, protein, and fat. But it's also important to mention alcohol. So if you consume alcohol, even that gives you some energy. 1 gram of carbohydrate or protein gives you approximately 4 calories. 1 gram of alcohol gives you 7 calories, and 1 gram of fat gives you 9 calories. So for example, if this scale is in balance, then you're not going to gain weight and you're not going to lose weight. But if you burn more than you consume, then you're going to be losing weight. And then again, if you if you consume more than you burn, then you're going to be gaining weight. Now, very often the problem here is either people are not aware how much they burn or how much they consume. But if you're interested in knowing about like how much calories you need, you can go into some online calculator where you can calculate your own energy need. So you can add your age, weight, height, also approximately the activities that you do. And then you can also, for the consumption, you can use like calorie counting apps where you can add each and every food and drink that you consumed. Now, this is where people very often get wrong, even without PCOS. I hear so many people, oh, whatever I do, I consume, let's say 1,500 calories, which is approximately for women like an approximate calorie need. Because if you want to lose weight, you should be taking away about 500 calories from the energy that you need for maintenance. So they say that, oh, even though I consume 1,500 calories, I don't lose weight. But then if I go through that list, what they consume is actually not 1,500 calories, because maybe for milk they think they consume 100 ml, and that's actually 300 ml, or they think that they consume 40 grams of oats a day for breakfast, 40 grams of oats for breakfast, and is actually double the amount. So it's very important that you record the food correctly as well. For PCOS, there are other factors that play on top of this, but also if you're getting these numbers right, if you're getting this thermodynamic right, you will be losing weight regardless you have PCOS and regardless that you have hormones. The hormones make it a bit more complicated, and I'm going to explain that now, but this thermodynamics applies for everyone. Some people try to challenge this, try to argue, but this is very well measured for people. For example, the energy that you consume can be measured in like energy chambers, which are specific rooms that can measure the amount of energy that you burn. And the energy in foods is again measured with another device that measures that measures the energy that the food contains. So if the equation for weight loss is so simple, why is that women with PCOS are more likely struggled to lose weight? Well, one explanation is behind insulin resistance. So about 6 to 7 women out of 10 with PCOS have a condition called insulin resistance, where our body is not taking up sugar as effectively as people with normal insulin sensitivity. And it is possible that this insulin resistance play a role in higher fat storage, so that we more likely to gain weight. But another explanation for this is that this insulin resistance can lead to higher blood sugar fluctuations, and in these moments it is possible that we more likely grab something with very sugary or with high and refined carbohydrates. So you get like a sudden hunger that, oh my god, I need to eat something with sugars. Now, this can be avoided if you pay attention on the glycemic index of the food. So you try to grab carbohydrates that are slow releasable. So for example, like barley, whole grains, pulses, and oats, and you try to avoid high sugary snacks and foods and drinks. Another explanation is behind the appetite hormones. So there are many controversies in the studies, but one thing is very clear, that something odd happening with the appetite hormones in PCOS. Again, as I said, there are controversies, but these controversies might be because they don't measure the right form of these appetite hormones, or they don't fully know which form this has to be measured from, so like from blood or directly from the gut, or also that they don't control for the phenotypes. So remember that the phenotypes can have like huge variation between them. So there are many of these variabilities in the studies, but I'm going to go through what the studies found so far, and I'm going to go through each of these appetite hormones more in depth so you get a better understanding. So one of these appetite hormone is called ghrelin. This ghrelin is secreted in our stomach, and as it increases, it's telling our brain that we are hungry and we need to go and grab something. Now, for women with PCOS, it was found that generally it's lower than for women without PCOS, and these low levels is generally associated with type 2 diabetes and binge eating disorder. In binge eating disorders, you would be constantly going and wanting to grab food. It was also found that following eating, for women with PCOS, these ghrelin levels don't decrease as for women without PCOS. And this again could be leading to overeating and binges, because we would not know when to stop eating. Several studies also found that women with PCOS get hungry more often than healthy women. So following eating, a woman with PCOS would get hungry much quicker. And it was concluded that this is not related to the previously explained hormone. So it's not to do with ghrelin. We also have other hormones. These are found in our small intestine. So that's the first part after the stomach, and they're called PYY and CCK. So they're secreted from this small intestine. The PYY works by like a brake in a car. So when it increases, it tells our brain to stop eating. Now it was found that the fasting levels for women with PCOS, it's decreased. So it's not telling our brain to stop eating, basically. The CCK also works the same way as the PYY. So as it increases, it should tell our brain to stop eating, but it's involved in many other processes. So for example, it would be controlling how quickly our stomach is emptying the food into the small intestine. The studies on these are more controversial. So for example, for women with PCOS, it was found to be either low or normal. And also after eating, it was found to be lower than normal. The good news that, for example, PYY can be improved with improved insulin sensitivity. So if you're doing some exercise, that improves your insulin sensitivity, or also if you lose some weight or pay attention on low glycemic food, it's possible to improve your insulin sensitivity. It was also found that PYY can be improved if you starting your meal with the protein. So for example, the first few chew would be rich in protein, like for example, meat, dairy, or vegan alternative like soy or bean. We often hear women saying that they want to lose weight and they're asking for recommendation, but actually some of these women don't even need to lose weight. So first of all, we recommend you to evaluate that you need to lose weight. You can use, again, like online calculators for your BMI, so for your body mass index. And if your body mass index is normal, so between 18.5 and 24.9, then you likely don't need to lose weight. If you are in the overweight or obese category, so higher than 25, then you likely benefit from losing some weight. But it's important to mention that if you have PCOS, we don't recommend you to follow any crazy diets, because these seem to be triggering bigger problems like eating disorders, like binge eating disorders, bulimia, and anorexia. Instead, you should familiarize yourself with low glycemic foods. So for example, foods that are slowly releasable. So these include like pulses, whole grains, and less processed foods. Also try to eat yourself full with veggies, so put lots of veggies on your plates. Eat fruits instead of unhealthy snacks. You can also use calorie counting apps to have a look how much food you consume, but again, don't go over addictive on these, and use this every day and track every single item. Just use in the beginning to get an idea approximately how much food you need, and once you manage to once you manage to lose weight, then you're getting a good idea how much food you need to eat. Once you lost a certain amount of weight, and if you need to lose more, then you might need to adjust these calories, because as you lose weight, you also need different amount of calories, so you might need to lower after a certain amount of time. Also, it's not good to consume the same amount every day, so it's good to fluctuate your calorie intake. So if, for example, you need approximately 1,500 to lose weight, then maybe one day eat more, 1,600, another day eat less. So it's good to fluctuate so your body doesn't get used to a certain amount of calories. But basically, just try to develop healthy eating habits and try to work out what works best for you, because there is not a single diet that we can recommend for PCOS, like for example ketogenic diet and stuff like that. They seem to be doing more harm than good, like gut wise and health wise, on a longer term. Thank you for watching. We hope you find the video useful. If you have any feedback or any questions, you can post it in the comment below and we will be happy to answer. Also, feel free to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And you can also subscribe to our Hupella newsletter, where we're sending out healthy recipes and notifications of these videos. See you next time. Bye.